super sparkly sapphires. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2020. Mindful positions in 5, 4, 3, 2, wonderful. Today is the 141st day of school. Let's write and count 141. It's 100, 4 tens, and 1 1. So you write 1, 4, 1. Can you point to the numbers that I'm counting and say them with me? 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 141. For the first round of 30 Thursday today, you are going to read out loud for 10 minutes to a pet or a stuffed animal. Pause the video for 10 minutes and I'll see you soon. Welcome back. I bet your stuffed animal or your pet had a really nice time listening to you read. For the second round of 30 Thursday today, you will need to grab the cookies that you made last week. Remember, they were paper cookies, not actual cookies. So grab your cookies and we're going to read a story about division. The Doorbell Rang by Pat Hutchins. I've made some cookies for tea, said Ma. Good, said Victoria and Sam. We are starving. Share them between yourselves, said Ma. I made plenty. So grab your cookies and do what I'm doing. We have Sam and Victoria, 2 kids sharing a plate of 12 cookies, and they each get the same amount. So how many does each child get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cookies. When you have a plate of cookies and you're sharing them between 2 or more people, that's called division. You're dividing the cookies up into equal amounts. So if there are 12 cookies at the beginning of our story, this symbol means divided by. You're dividing them between 2 people. So they each get 6 cookies. That's 6 each, said Sam and Victoria. They look as good as Grandma's, said Victoria. They smell as good as Grandma's, said Sam. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Tom and Hannah from next door. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. So now there are 4 children sharing the cookies, and they each get the same amount. So divide your cookies into 4 equal piles and see how many each kid gets. That's 3 each, said Sam and Victoria. They smell as good as your grandma's, said Tom. And they look as good, said Hannah. So we have the same 12 cookies, but now we're dividing them between 4 people. So each person gets 3 cookies. 12 divided by 4 is 3. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Peter and his little brother. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. How many kids do we have now? So now that we have 6 children, we're going to split the cookies into 6 equal piles. So how many cookies does each child get if there are 6 children? So then we have those same 12 cookies. Now we're dividing them between 6 people. So 12 cookies divided by 6 is 2. Then each person gets 2 cookies. That's 2 each, said Victoria and Sam. They look as good as your grandma's, said Peter, and smell as good. Nobody makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Joy and Simon with their 4 cousins. Wow, so 6 more kids are coming. 6 kids plus 6 more kids. How many kids is that? And finally, 6 more people come in. So now we have those 12 cookies divided between 12 people. So each person only gets 1 cookie, which is probably the healthiest option. So get all 12 cookies together again and pretend you have 12 kids at the table and give each person the same amount of cookies, which ends up being 1 cookie per child. That's 1 each, said Sam and Victoria. They smell as good as your grandma, said Joy. And they look as good, said Simon. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang and rang. Oh dear, said Ma, as the children stared at the cookies on their plates. What do you think they're thinking? Oh, thank goodness, it was Grandma with an enormous tray of cookies. How nice to have so many friends to share them with, said Grandma. It's a good thing I made a lot. And no one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. Well, that only took 5 minutes, and that's not long enough for 30 Thursday. So for the next 5 minutes to finish out our cookie round, I would like you to make a list of 12 people. Well, I guess 11 people because you count as a person. So if you could share 12 cookies with 11 other people, I want you to make a list of who you would share those cookies with. For the third and final round of 30 Thursday today, you are going to get a piece of paper and a pencil, or a whiteboard and a whiteboard marker, some way that you will be able to write, and you are going to find a nice place outside to sit. You are going to do Kaya's mindfulness activity, her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5 senses activity, but you are going to write down the things that you notice with your 5 senses. You are going to look for 5 things that you can see. You're going to listen for 4 things you can hear. You're going to pay attention to 3 things that you can feel or touch. You are going to notice 2 things that you can smell. And you are going to notice 1 thing that you can taste. If that's possible, it might not be. You are going to write these things down while you're outside. And if you finish before 10 minutes is over, just inview the joy and enjoy being outside, and hopefully it's nice weather for you today. Here is my list. I saw trees, clouds, sunshine, my deck, and the mountain. I heard birds, bees, cars, and our wind chime. I felt the chair I was sitting on, the deck beneath my feet, and the sunshine on my skin. I smelled the redwood trees and the lotion that I'm wearing. And I tasted my chapstick. When you're done with your list, watch the next video to finish our story about Abraham Lincoln.